Hi everyone, and welcome to another great car here on the Car Reviews podcast with CollectorCarCanada.CA. Today I'm excited to tell you that we have a 1966 Ford Mustang. I'll call it a GT Tribute. It does have the 289, it's an A-code engine, so it's a 4-barrel carburetor, but we're calling it a GT Tribute because it has some GT appointments, not technically a GT. It's finished in Ember Glow with Ember Glow and parchment on the inside. Very presentable car, and it's funny when we have the modern Mustangs, I often get asked, when are you going to have a first generation Mustang? Well, here we are with a great convertible example. So I'll start it up, we'll have a listen to the engine and exhaust, then we'll take a little tour of the car. So here we go for startup. So it started right up, no problem at all. I'll come over and grab the camera, we'll do a handhold, and we'll take a look under the hood. There. Okay, here's a great look at dusk of the 1966 Ford Mustang GT Tribute, we'll call it. And we'll head over with the engine running. Release the hood only from the outside here. No cabin release. There we go. So yeah, the release is down below the grille, but the hood opens from above the grille. So here's a good look at the 289 with a 4-barrel carb. Nice polished air cleaner up here, very presentable. And I'll let the camera in and stop talking so you can see the belts and listen to it idle. Some pretty neat valve covers there showing off that it's a Mustang powered by Ford, oil cap. And of course there's another valve cover over here with being a V8. And that fan is spinning, keeping it nice and cool. Always a fun feature on these cars is the vinyl reservoir for the washer fluid. Big 289 badge to show that this is the V8 and not the straight 6. And we'll head back here, have a listen to the pipes singing here, dual exhaust of course. Nice and healthy idle, sounds pretty good to me. So let's cut that engine. We'll close the hood and take a quick walk around of the car, see what we find on the exterior. So yeah, those springs, there's no prop rod as you notice in this engine bay. Those springs at either corner hold it up nicely. So another GT appointment, this is the fog lights within the grille. So the 4 lights across, kind of a foreshadowing of the look of the 69. Of course, the 69, the center lights were a little bigger, but the 4 whites across the front always look neat. I've talked about this before with the Mustang headed westbound. That's because Lee Iacocca's target market for these was the go west young man type. So as I say, the paint is called Ember Glow, and another neat GT appointment, as well as this 289 badge. There's one on each side of the fender. They're not a GT exclusive badge, but there is a GT badge here on the lower fender behind the front wheel. But this striping kit also gives it the sporty look. And the 14-inch styled steel wheels. It's got a set of 14-inch BF Goodrich radial TAs. They were installed 5 years ago in 2019, but they've only got about 1,500 miles, certainly under 2,000, definitely under 2,000 after having spoken to the owner about that. Very presentable car, but something that's 58 years old is going to have the odd flaw. One thing I notice here is our gap is a little off. That hood probably just needs a little adjustment to get that nice and flush. Another neat appointment. Well, these vent windows I always like in the 60s and 70s cars. We have those on each side, but as well as the vent window, you can see the side mirror over on the passenger side. So matching mirrors on either side. Square setup with the wheels and tires. So same size back here. I think it's 185/70 R14, but take a look at our detailed listing, please, and you can confirm that. Another neat item on this car is I call it a parade boot. The owner just calls it a boot. Nice vinyl cover for the top, protecting it from debris. I'm not going to open the trunk for the sake of this video, but we do have some photos of the trunk. Very presentable. And there's a full-size spare in there as well. We actually pulled up the vinyl covering, the vinyl lining of the trunk, and we saw the metal. It's nice ember glow in there as well. So there's another good look at these pipes. One on, we got dual exhaust here with the, I'll call them polished exits, and the reverse lights are also in the rear valence. So it's kind of neat the way the pipes are set up to project through the valence. And here, well, this is the gas cap, but it's also sort of stylized with that GT look. And there you go, nice and presentable there for the gas cap. Let's see if I can put it back on to the owner's satisfaction. I think I got it. And you'll notice these tail lights. So these tail lights were used in 65 and 66. They went to a bigger size in 67 and 68. See, I don't know if the camera's gonna pick this up. I see a really light dent here. I think you can see a little bit of a change of light. Very minor, but it's there. Another matching wheel with the others. Another good look at the parade boot. I don't see any flaws in this parade boot. All the snaps are in place. And there's a plastic bit that slides into that metal to keep it in place. And there's another look at that Mustang and the Mustang GT badge. And the chrome bumpers, I don't notice any pitting on this chrome either. The chrome's quite presentable. So long as I'm talking about it, I think I should show you. But quite a clean look in the chrome on this 66 Mustang. We'll show you this rear bumper, and then we'll climb in and get a good look at the interior. But yeah, the rear just as presentable as the front. US car. The owner bought this car out of St. Louis in 2006. So he's been the custodian for 18 years. And as I said about the tires, he only does about 300 to 500 miles a year on it. We'll get specific in the detailed listing about the driving he's done. So here's a good look at the instrumentation. There are lots of Mustangs, more base model Mustangs with more of a sweeping speedometer. You can see that's a round one in the center, flanked by fuel level and oil pressure, with alternator and temperature over on the right. There's a Retro Sound branded AM/FM stereo head unit. We'll also have the owner's manual for that on the detailed listing, but it also comes with a digital display. Power top here in the 66 Mustang. That's the control for the top right there. There's also a video of it both opening and closing on the listing. HVAC controls here. 3-speed automatic on the floor. It's a C4 automatic transmission by Ford. This here is just a little storage bin in the console. Ashtray here, quite clean. And the simulated wood grain is a really nice period look, especially with that Mustang badge over there on the far right. It's going to say manual windows. We have a video of the windows in operation on the listing, so although one has to crank with their arm, they move quite freely. And there's a good look at those vent windows as well. So, as I say, not a number 1 car. It's not without flaws, but pretty minor when you consider those are the big flaws. There's a little bit of wear here on the driver door, or the passenger door card. A little bit of wear here on the driver door card as well. And this Mustang is equipped with a luxury interior. We have the proper wording for that on the detailed listing. People often call this the pony look as well, because it's got the Mustangs prancing across the side of the seat. And you got the matching ones here in the rear. 2 seat belts in the rear as well. So 2+2 car. And the seller's modernized the look of the car with these modern floor mats. There you've got the Mustang emblem and a good match. But underneath, it's just as clean. So lap belts only in the front, but 4 seat belts. Another neat feature about these early Mustangs is where this seat pivots for access to the rear. The pivot bolt is forward, so that gives quite a little bit more room for the rear passengers to climb in. And even these rockers look nice and clean. Like, I won't tell you the door sills are in perfect condition. They do show some wear, but I don't see any rust and not too much distress. So I'll take one more walk around it for another good look, and we'll finish up with some concluding thoughts. So I do think I've shown you, we always do like to show you the flaws. There are a couple marks on each door, just at the gap. There's one on the passenger side. The seller also noted that he changed the windshield about 16 or 18 years back, and with the mileage he's done, it looks quite good. There are pictures of the car with the windows up on the detailed listing. And another shot of the instrumentation. And we'll be back in a moment with some finishing thoughts. So that's a good look at our 1966 Ford Mustang Convertible. It's got the 289 V8 engine. It's got the C4 automatic, 3-speed automatic transmission, 4-barrel on the 289. So again, a 1966 Ford Mustang Convertible in Ember Glow finish. The interior in Ember Glow and parchment, with the luxury interior, I might add, with the pony seats. I don't have a lot number for you right now. We're shooting this a little early, but just search on CollectorCarCanada.CA for the 1966 Ford Mustang Convertible. And I'll also remind you right now that we also have the Collector Car Stories podcast, where every week we talk to a fellow enthusiast and hear about their car story, or road trip they might have done. So please do check out our CCS podcast as well. So for now, that's it for now, and on to the next car. Thank you for watching.